Welcome to the deep dive.
Hmm.
So it's a new year, and that always brings this kind of fresh energy, right? Especially if
Mm.
you're passionate about hunting. And it makes you wonder, maybe this is the year you finally nail down that perfect hunting spot.
Mm-hmm.
You know the feeling, your own little piece of ground, without all the usual hassles, because let's face it, buying land outright, it's out of reach for a lot of folks.
It really is.
And public land, well, we've all been there, getting up crazy early to beat the rush, or, those parking wars at the WMA gate. It kind of takes the edge off the enjoyment sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. But that's where this really interesting solution comes in, one that a lot of hunters just don't think about much: hunting leases. And the surprising thing is they're often way more accessible and, yeah, affordable than people realize. It's a real path to that private spot dream.
Okay.
So this deep dive, think of it as your shortcut. We're going to unpack how you actually navigate the world of hunting leases.
All right. That's the mission today. We're going to break down the steps, finding them, securing them, getting the most out of them. We've looked at the source material, and we'll cover how you find leads, how you talk to landowners, even the best timing, basically arming you with what you need to level up your hunting game.
Exactly.
So let's get to the heart of it. What's the big draw? Why do people want a hunting lease so badly?
Well, it boils down to that core idea, doesn't it? Having, like you said, a little piece of property to hunt on all to yourself.
Yeah.
It's about ditching those public land headaches, the early alarm clocks, the feeling of competition. Gone.
Just peace and quiet.
Pretty much. Just you, the land, the focus.
And you mentioned affordability. That's often a big barrier, or at least people think it is.
Right. And that's a huge misconception we need to tackle. People assume leases are super expensive or only for, the well-connected few. But the sources show, look, in many cases, they're surprisingly affordable, especially if you split it with a couple of buddies. Think about it. Add up gas, wear and tear on gear, lost time competing on public spots, spread over a few hunters. An annual lease fee can actually be pretty reasonable, often less than one big out-of-state trip, maybe?
That's a good way to frame it.
Our goal here is just to demystify it, make finding one feel a lot less daunting for you.
Okay, that makes sense. So before someone just jumps online or starts knocking on doors, sounds like there's some homework to do first, some groundwork.
Absolutely. Critical groundwork. Before you even think about searching, you've got to sharpen your focus, like really nail down your vision.
What does that involve?
Well, think about location, obviously. How much land, roughly, do you need or want?
Yeah.
How many hunters are in your group?
Yeah.
And the big one, what's your budget?
Great.
Getting really clear on those specifics first is, well, it's fundamental. And then here's a pro tip, something that makes a huge first impression on landowners.
Okay.
Be prepared, like really prepared. Have a draft leasing agreement handy, and even better, proof of a hunting lease insurance policy ready to go.
The insurer.
Yeah, that foresight, that kind of attention to detail. It tells the landowner you're serious, you're responsible, and crucially, that you care about their interests too, not just your own.
Okay, so preparation sends a strong signal.
Yeah.
Got it. So with that foundation laid, let's talk about the actual search. What are the different ways to find these leases? Where do you start?
Well, probably the simplest and sometimes the most effective is just good old-fashioned word of mouth.
Just asking around?
Yep. Let your friends, family, anyone you know who might have connections to rural areas, let them know you're looking. And here's the key part. Mention you're already prepared with that hunting lease policy.
So they know you're serious.
Exactly. And you can boost this, Get active in local hunting Facebook groups, maybe even make some simple business cards, network at the gun club or the feed store. You never know who knows someone.
Makes sense. Beyond your personal network, though, what about more formal channels, like realtors? Do they deal in leases?
Some definitely do, especially land professionals who focus on rural or recreational properties. They have huge networks.
Okay.
Their clients own land, their contacts own land. Some of those owners might be thinking about leasing for extra income but haven't advertised it. A good realtor can make that connection.
Okay, so networking and realtors.
Sure.
What about the classic approach, just driving around and knocking on doors?
Yeah. The boots on the ground method. It's time consuming, and frankly, the success rate often isn't that high.
Why is that?
Well, think about it. Landowners can be wary of strangers just showing up. Maybe they've had bad experiences before, trespassers, irresponsible hunters.
Right.
And even if they do allow hunting, sometimes you find out they already let like 5 other people hunt there. So it's not exactly the private experience you were hoping for.
Yeah, that defeats the purpose a bit.
It can. So a more, let's say, secure route often involves using dedicated lease network.
Like website.
Exactly. Companies like Basecamp Leasing, that's one example, they essentially act as brokers. They list a whole range of properties, different sizes, budgets, locations.
What's the advantage there?
The big plus is that these properties are usually vetted already. The company has checked things out, and their agreements often include guidance on things like insurance policies.
Okay.
Now, yeah, there might be a service fee involved, a bit of a premium sometimes, but it significantly increases your chances of finding a good, suitable lease that fits what you need. Takes out a lot of the legwork and uncertainty.
All right, so several avenues there. Now, let's say you've found a promising property, maybe talk to the owner briefly. This is the crucial part. Convincing them. I guess if someone's just totally against hunting, there's not much you can do, right?
Probably not. If their mind's firmly made up, it's tough. But if they're maybe on the fence or just haven't considered it seriously, that's where you can make a difference.
How do you do that? What's the key?
Okay, this is where things get really important from the landowner's perspective. The absolute most powerful thing you can bring up: hunting lease liability insurance, sometimes called hunting club insurance.
Liability. That's the scary word for them.
Exactly. It's a huge concern. So, explaining clearly how a good policy covers both of you, the landowner and the hunter, if an accident happens. That's incredibly persuasive.
So how does that work, typically?
Well, you can usually get a free quote pretty easily. The policies are flexible. They can often cover multiple landowners on the same property if needed, sometimes at no extra cost up to a certain number.
And the cost.
It generally scales based on the acreage you're leasing. And get this, many policies actually bundle in things like a membership in a hunting lease association and even a customizable lease agreement template.
Wow. Okay. That simplifies things.
It really does. And bringing this up proactively,
Yeah.
it just screams responsibility. It shows you're serious, you're safe, and you've already addressed the biggest potential headache right from the start. Landowners are impressed by that.
That makes total sense. Address the risk up front.
Yeah.
Beyond the insurance, which is clearly huge.
Yeah.
Are there other, maybe softer tactics? Things that build rapport?
Oh, definitely. It's not just about the contract. It's about showing you share their values, that you'll be a good steward of their land.
How do you convey that?
Well, think about bringing one of your kids along when you visit, assuming they're going to be on their best behavior, of course.
Oh, yeah.
It subtly shows you plan to teach respect for the land, pass it on. That resonates. Another thing is offering genuinely to help out around the place.
Like chores.
Yeah, maybe offer to cut some firewood for them,
Yeah.
help mend a fence line, fix a gate. Little things that show you're invested beyond just hunting season. It's a perk for them.
Being helpful.
Exactly. Also, make it crystal clear they have the final say on everything. It's their land. Respect that boundary, and maybe show some flexibility.
Also.
Maybe offer to focus just on harvesting does initially, help with herd management, or offer to help with predator control first. Kind of.
Huh.
Earn your stripes a bit before focusing solely on that big buck. It shows you're willing to contribute.
It's about building trust then, not just signing a paper.
Precisely. A relationship, not just a rental agreement.
Fascinating stuff. Okay, so we know how to find them, how to potentially convince a landowner. What about timing? Is there a best time of year to look for and lock down a lease? My gut says whenever you find one.
Haha. Well, there's truth to that. You gotta strike when the opportunity arises. But strategically speaking, January is actually a really good time to start looking seriously.
January. Why then?
A couple reasons. One, hunting season just ended. If a landowner had issues with their previous hunters, they might be actively looking for someone new right then.
Turnover.
Exactly. Plus, a lot of lease agreements just naturally expire around the first of the year, so new spots might become available. And securing a lease that early, it gives you months to plan. You can think about your strategy, maybe do some habitat work, put up stands. You have plenty of lead time before next season hits.
That makes a lot of sense. Get ahead of the game.
Definitely. Another thing to consider is the landowner's schedule. What's convenient for them?
Good point.
Take a row crop farmer, for instance. Fall harvest, they're swamped. Spring planting, same deal. Trying to have a detailed chat then is tough.
Right. Bad timing.
But winter, Or even midsummer, they generally have a bit more breathing room to talk, show you the property, work through the details.
So think about their calendar, not just yours.
Absolutely. And the overall takeaway on timing is just don't wait until the last minute. It takes time to find a lease, negotiate, get the insurance sorted.
Yeah.
Showing up 3 days before deer season opens, hoping to get access, probably not going to work out too well. You need that lead time.
So plan ahead seems to be the theme here.
Preparation and planning, yes.
Okay, so wrapping this up, it feels like hunting leases, they don't have to be this complicated, maybe intimidating thing people imagine.
Not at all.
If you use these kinds of tactics, do the preparation we talked about. Finding that private spot seems much more doable. It's about being strategic, prepared, and really seeing it from the landowner's side too.
Couldn't agree more. It's about responsible searching and building that trust.
So here's something to think about as we finish. We've talked a lot about the planning, the searching, the engaging with landowners that goes into getting a lease. Beyond just the hunt itself, what part of that whole process, the networking, the land stewardship, the relationship building, what aspect of that might actually open up totally new experiences or connections for you this coming season?